How does money shape our world? We all know wealth brings influence, but at the highest levels, it's something else entirely. It's not just buying power, it's steering power. The ability to set the rules, tilt markets, and shape the future of entire industries, even entire countries, without ever holding public office. When most Americans hear the word monarchy, they picture crowns, thrones, powdered wigs, a European relic. We were taught America was different. No kings, no hereditary rule. But that's not the whole story. The United States may have been founded without a formal aristocracy, but over the last century, a new kind of nobility has emerged. It's not based on bloodlines, but on boardrooms. You don't need a crown to rule. You just need money that lasts for generations, and the institutions to hide it, protect it, and make it work forever. And this isn't just about a few individuals who got rich. This is a systemic concentration of wealth, embedded in industries so essential that the people who control them function like shadow governments. According to the US Congressional Budget Office, total family wealth in America quadrupled between 1989 and 2022, reaching to $199 trillion. But that growth wasn't shared. In 2019, the top 10% of families held 72% of all wealth. The bottom half saw their share fall from 4% to 2%, and the bottom quarter were underwater, with an average wealth of negative $11,000. Behind those numbers are America's great dynasties. In 2020, the 50 wealthiest US families held a combined $1.2 trillion. That's about the GDP of Spain, and nearly 16 million times the wealth of the median US household. For the 27 families who have been on the Forbes wealth list since 1983, their assets have grown by over 1,000%. The Waltons, heirs to the Walmart empire, have seen their fortune rise by over 4,300%, reaching $432 billion. The Mars family, whose candy empire extends far beyond chocolate, is up over 3,500% to $137 billion. The Lauders, behind Estée Lauder Cosmetics, are up 2,400% to $40 billion. No medieval king ever dreamed of returns like that. But these fortunes are not just sitting in vaults. They are tied to industries that touch our daily lives in ways most people never notice. Walmart isn't just a store, it's the largest private employer in the world, shaping labor markets, manufacturing standards, and even influencing trade policy with countries like China and Mexico. Mars Incorporated is one of the largest private food companies on Earth, controlling vast portions of the pet food industry, cocoa supply chains in West Africa, and agricultural lobbying in Washington. Koch Industries operates in oil refining, pipelines, fertilizers, chemicals, and commodity trading across dozens of countries, making it one of the most powerful privately held companies in history. The Cargill-MacMillan family's company moves a quarter of the world's grain supply, giving them leverage over food security, agricultural subsidies, and even international trade disputes. When you control what people eat, how they work, and how energy flows through an economy, you don't just make money, you write the rules, and they have a clear playbook to make sure that power lasts forever. 1. Defeat taxes on the wealthy. Through intense lobbying, dynastic families and their corporations advocate for cuts to estate, capital gains, and income taxes. The results are stark. Between 1980 and 2018, the taxes paid by America's billionaires plummeted by 79%. It's led to a two-tiered tax system where, as one government official famously said, only morons pay the estate tax. 2. Never just give away money. When they do give, it's often through closely held private family foundations, which provide an immediate tax deduction while allowing them to maintain family control over the assets in perpetuity. 3. Form a family office. These are private wealth management firms that serve a single family, operating like their own mini central banks. There are now an estimated 10,000 family offices worldwide, and about half were founded in just the last 15 years. 4. Create dynasty trusts. These are powerful legal structures designed to sequester wealth for generations, sometimes forever, allowing fortunes to pass down while dodging estate and gift taxes. 5. Use wealth to shape policy. Wealthy families wield immense political power through lobbying, corporate donations, and securing seats on government advisory boards. When economic elites can influence policymakers, people with average economic capacity are left with little to no independent influence on the laws that govern them. 6. Weaponize philanthropy. Dynastic families use their tax-subsidized foundations to fund think tanks and advocacy groups that push for their preferred policies, like lower taxes and deregulation. This is done under the virtuous halo of charity, influencing public opinion to the point where the elite's interests are seen as common sense. This is how power becomes untouchable by elections and immune to public opinion. Scholars call this an oligarchy, being ruled by the wealthy, quietly coexisting with the outward forms of democracy. We still have elections, but the real boundaries of policy are set by people no one voted for, whose fortunes depend on keeping the system exactly as it is. The consequences are everywhere. During the Great Recession of 2007 to 2009, the bottom half of American families lost nearly half their total wealth, 47% gone. The top 10% lost just 9%. The recovery was just as unequal. By 2019, wealth at the 90th percentile was 15% higher than before the crash, while the median American family still had 10% less than they did in 2007. Every generation since the 1950s has had less median wealth at the same age than the generation before it, and younger Americans are carrying higher debt loads than ever, with student loans now totaling up to $1.8 trillion. The crown used to be visible, worn in public ceremonies, enforced by armies, displayed in palaces. Now it's invisible, hidden inside family offices, dynasty trusts, and apolitical foundations that quietly write the rules of the economy. The monarchy didn't vanish, it evolved. If you want to understand real power in America, don't just watch who gets elected, watch who endures when administrations change. Watch the companies and family networks whose decisions ripple through markets, policies, and even foreign relations. Because in the end, we have a choice to make. We can accept billionaire dynasties as the true ruling class of America, or we can defend democracy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.